Thanks for tuning into this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Wednesday in the NBA. It'll be Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers facing off against Paul Pierce and the Boston Celtics. And we send you out.
It's the Los Angeles Lakers on the road in this interconference battle. Live from the Northeast in Boston, Massachusetts, the Celtic fans getting ready to go. It's what you've been waiting for. 2K Sports and the NBA present our Wednesday afternoon affair. So with Worthy sitting on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. Abdul-Jabbar is out there with Baylor. Then it's Magic Johnson. Then there's Kobe. And it's Shaq in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Boston, Russell is out there with Kevin McHale. Then it's Bird. Then it's Pierce. Now here's Pierce. Goes up. The layup missed.
You know, for so long we've seen the Lakers coast into the playoffs, put themselves in a tight spot, and then find a way out of it. But in that series versus Dallas in last season's playoffs, they really looked like a tired and overmatched team.
And here are the Celtics now. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. He told me that to him, the most impressive thing about his team has been their mistake-free play offensively, saying, we're not doing a lot wrong when we've got the ball in our hands, and we need to keep that frame of mind going. Guys?
Doris, thanks. Guys, shooting is a chief concern for them.
You know, could be this coaching staff has seen something they haven't really liked in regard to shooting, maybe a poor week of practice, perhaps.
Well, they can't really think before a game about whether the shots are going to go in or not. I mean, it's all about playing hard and trying to get good shots and then building your confidence from there.
And it's the Celtics with the ball, following the three-pointer by Kobe Bryant. Fires from deep. That is good. Pierce has got 5 now. And for the Lakers, Kobe said, Clark, after that series, we've been playing with fire the last 3 years. Now we finally got what we deserve. Steve, that is a very interesting quote. Take it apart for us and delve into it.
Well, I think the Lakers had been to the finals for 3 straight years, and I think they were worn out emotionally. And for a couple of those playoff series over the years, they did play with fire and get away with it. Not last year. Dallas just destroyed them, and I think the Lakers just looked tired, both physically and mentally.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
Knocks it loose. Outside, Russell. Guarded now by Shaq. Outside, Russell. Clock at 6. Pulls up. And Bird gets it to go on the assist by Russell.
Good basketball instincts on display there, making it happen.
Back to Shaq. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Shaq's got his first basket.
Nice touch near the hoop.
Kuzi, he's guarded by Johnson. Kobe against Pierce. Goes up on the high post, and he drops that one in. Pierce has got 10.
And at 4 or 5 now, a nice start. I mean, he looks ready to make an impact offensively. So far, so good.
And Abdul-Jabbar gets it to go.
You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
Outside, Pierce. From downtown, the shot will not go. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Here's Goodrich.
And Paul Pierce is not particularly fast or quick, but he's very strong and he's crafty, and he finds angles. He finds a way to get his shot off, and that's one of the reasons he puts up great offensive numbers year after year.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Boston, Kevin McHale out there with Russell. Then it's Allen. Then there's Havlicek. Back to Paul Pierce and what Steve was talking about, what you've chimed in on with the way the Celtics play. It's a perfect marriage, Clark, between them because he can be so effective in that half-court game.
He really can be. I mean, he's versatile enough where you can use him a lot of different ways. You can post him, you can curl him off screens, or you can isolate the side of the floor for him, and he can get you good quality shots. And he's become a better playmaker in addition to being one of the terrific scorers.
That's a great observation. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Goodrich. And here are the Celtics now. They trail by 1. Kuzi is guarded by Johnson. Johnson is whistled for reaching in. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Allen. Gasol covering from 20 feet out. And their work on the board pays off with the second chance points. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
Now here's Baylor. For his first bucket of the game.
Well, last season, the Celtics, one of the great defensive teams in the league, but they didn't do it with a lot of shot block. I mean, they tied for second least in the league in that category. It just goes to show you, you can still be good as a field goal defense team without blocking shots.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, the Celtics have been accused of being a little bit chippy from time to time. They're not opposed to stirring the pot in that regard. Coach Stan Van Gundy said they create it and the other team can't play through it. He noted that because of their success, they get the benefit of the doubt. The Celtics are one tough group, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
Elite teams tend to get calls in their favor, and the Celtics have been elite for a while now. So they'll usually get those calls.
That's a good point, Clark, about the Celtics and not a lot of blocked shots and all the injuries. Steve, in that front court played a part in that.
That age, Kevin. I mean, you look at Kevin Garnett over the last 2 seasons, his shot blocks have really dropped to about half his career average, not moving or jumping quite as well as he once did. Still a very effective player, but at some point, Father Time catches up with all of us.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kevin Garnett is checked in for McHale. Bird comes in for Havlicek. And Pierce subbed in for Ray Allen. And here are the Celtics now. 6-point game. Kuzi fended by West. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bird.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
West gets the bucket. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half. Kuzi fended by West. West with the steal.
That's 3 turnovers for him in this quarter alone, guys. He's got to be better with it.
And here are the Celtics now, trailing here by 8. And Bird backs him in. And Gasol sends it back. But they recover it. With 1 on the clock. No good on that last second attempt there. And so we wrap up the first half. Lakers on top, up by 8.
Welcome to the HP Halftime Report.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Lakers leading by 8.
Boy, the Lakers versus the Celtics, I mean, the 2 most storied franchises in the league and probably the most famous rivalry in the league as well. I mean, they faced off in the finals 12 times.
So with Gasol on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. They've got Abdul-Jabbar. Magic Johnson is out there with Kobe. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal, and it's Baylor in at the 3. Lakers on D. It's a 10-point game. He dishes it to Bird. From outside the arc, O'Neal with the rebound. Clark, you talk about the Lakers and the Celtics, the great rivalry. You look back in the 60s with Bill Russell and Jerry West, the 80s with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Steve, we could go on and on with the names, the games, and the years.
And Kevin, the rivalry has been renewed in recent years as these teams have faced off in 2 of the last 4 finals. It's such an exciting matchup, so much history in both franchises, and just a terrific rivalry.
Bird against Baylor. Abdul-Jabbar against McHale. From the arc. That's good.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Paul Pierce grew up in L.A., loved the Lakers, but he's played his entire 13 years with the Celtics, and last summer he signed a 4-year extension with the franchise. Asked about finishing his career in Boston, it means everything to me. When I cement my legacy in the game of basketball, just staying with one team, that's everything for me. Not a lot of players get a chance to do it, especially in this era. I've been expressing it the past 5, 6, or 7 years that I wanted to be here for life, and now I have that opportunity. Guys, no question he'll go down as one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
That he will. Thank you, Doris.
And it's been a long road for a guy taken 10th overall in the 1998 draft.
James Worthy's checked in for the Lakers. West comes in for Magic Johnson.
Well, the Celtics played pretty well against the Western Conference a year ago. They went 19-11 in their 30 games versus the West. Not bad.
Worthy against McHale. Fires it up. And again, it's the Lakers.
He got that one, but he hasn't been producing the way we're accustomed to. He needs to look for a shot a bit more.
Well, Steve, you look at what the record for the Celtics was against the West. You mentioned 19-11. Clark, how do you think they match up with the best of the Western Conference?
Well, you look at the best teams in the West, Kevin. I mean, there's great size pretty much across those front lines out west. The Celtics actually got a little smaller last season when they traded Kendrick Perkins away, so that center position remains a question mark when you compare the Celtics to the teams out in the Western Conference. Boy, I love the way they've been attacking inside, Kevin.
Now, guys, they're getting a lot of points in the painted area, not settling for outside shots, and I don't see any reason to change strategy here.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And one of the things you like about the Lakers, their ability to go out on the road and win. In fact, last season, they were 27-14 away from Staples Center.
Now, here's Bird. Some good ball movement here. Here's Pierce. Drops in the layup for 2. Pierce has got 12 points in the game.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
And the Lakers, Clark, a smart veteran team, we know that. How much of an asset is that to winning on the road?
You can't overstate it. I mean, it's really huge, Kevin. Keeping your composure, staying focused, understanding what's coming and what you need to do to seize games on the road. Some folks call it that killer instinct. And those are the things you have to be able to do, and the Lakers, quite honestly, a terrific example of all of that.
McHale, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Jump ball. The Celtics control the tip. Tries a 3. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well.
Well, how about Kobe in this one?
While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Lakers that garners the Sprite Spark today. Things started going their way in the second period, and that was clearly the turning point in this game. They got separation at that point, and now they'll try to close this thing out here in the fourth.
All right, Doris, thank you. That run has made a difference, guys. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what got them off and going.
Yeah, they were really able to seize the momentum at that point, and they just rode it.
So with Rondo on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Bird out there with Garnett. Then it's Russell. Then it's Allen.
That's good defense. Don't let a guy get a lay-in, foul hard, and send him to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like that billboard there. Sending a message. You can't come in here and get anything free in our paint.
And he can't hit the second. Celtics trail by 7. Kuzi is guarded by Johnson. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Take what's available. Use the fadeaway when the defender's there on it.
Here's Mikan. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Lakers lead by 9. And here are the Celtics now. 9-point game. Allen outside. There's the 3. No good. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. O'Neal. Good. And it's an 11-point Laker lead.
That's not a defensive matchup that's going to work out too often. I mean, it's hard to give up that much size.
Back to Garnett. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Here's Johnson. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth. Russell against Shaq. It's a look. And again, it's the Lakers.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here. Just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
Bird against Baylor. 6 to shoot. Straight up. And it's slammed in by Garnett.
He made sure everybody saw that slam, Kevin. Stayed on the rim for a little while extra.
Maybe he wanted to give his legs a little rest there, Clark.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to his team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
Several teams changing it up here. Knocked loose. Pierce with the steal.
Well, he was being overly optimistic there, thinking you could make that pass.
Well, they really looked to run immediately after that turnover.
Well, that's how you cash in. You don't want to waste any time after the turnover. Go at it right away.
That's a dagger. That will probably finish this game.
Yeah, it's over, Steve. Convincing closeout.
The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. There's 47 seconds left in the game. Parker in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
Celtics ball. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kuzi defended by West. Here's Kuzi. Rebounded by the Lakers. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And that should do it. This is an insurmountable lead.
Yep, there's too little time left, too big a deficit to overcome. This one's over.
And here's Shaq. And he commits the intentional foul.
Celtics foul.
Here's Johnson. For 3, Kobe. Off target from downtown.
Boy, you hate to see that fouling the three-point shooter.
You know, there are a lot more free throws made than threes every season. I mean, make him earn it from deep. Don't foul him.
And the first of 3, missing that time. Sinks number 2, and that makes it a 7-point lead. misses the third and goes 1 for 3. Uncovered. Missed. And so the Lakers take the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game.